So I just cashed out about 9 grand over here. By the way, my client is Ali Abdaal. I use ChatGPT. Have it like write a custom email for me too. That's part about being a really great closer. I hate that word. That's actually like always open. I gotta get running, but I'll make sure to send everything.
Sounds good.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sales that came in today. Pretty much on track to doing. This is a day in life of a chill high-ticket closer with a business that makes $1,000 or $4,000 per day on a good day and bad day, and working just 2 to 3 hours per day-ish. With traditional high-ticket sales, they say that you need to hustle, you need to pound the phones, you always need to be closing. But honestly, those things destroyed my life by burning me the f out and also ruining my relationship and making me single. So I made up new rules. Today, I'll show you how I work, or maybe don't work, while making sales from the bedroom of my uncle's house, all while doing high ticket sales for one of my favorite creators and clients, Ali Abdaal.
So we've been working with Kevin for the last 18 months or so, and he's been wonderful in our high ticket sales process.
As we go through my day, I made a list of 7 rules that have helped me with high ticket closing to make sure that I, 1, don't burn the f out, make money so I can leave my mom's basement one day, and build a lifestyle that actually feels good. Before we start, shout out to Dea. This vlog was inspired by her, so go watch her content. All right, into the vlog. Today, I am going to take you in the trenches of my $1,000 day for high ticket sales. Brings me into the first rule, life over work. If your life sucks, your business will suck too. This actually happened to me in LA when I first started doing high ticket sales. I was working like 12 plus hours. I was like, what the f am I doing this all for? It's probably why I'm involved in stuff. One of the things that really helped me was like really starting with the life I wanted and then designing the business to fit it. When we're making that transition into the business mindset, we kind of treat our clients like our boss. But here's the thing, we're 9-to-5ers. You are a business. When I first started high ticket sales, I just felt such an overwhelming amount of responsibility to respond ASAP, to do all these other things. But even if you don't view yourself as a business legally, at least in the US, you are a contractor, meaning they can't dictate what times you work or anything like that. At the end of the day, this isn't urgent. It's not that serious. Prior to this, I was a pharmacist, right? And it's not like people are gonna die. At the end of the day, it's only business. So we got a lot of stuff to do today. We got some work stuff, we have some fun stuff too, because as much as I love work, I also need to touch grass too. And so let's kind of go over my typical calendar. I'm like kind of recreating this in the future. So typically my schedule is like from 5 to 7 a.m. I usually go to no-gi jiu-jitsu. 7 to 9, I'll do all the self-work. So we'll do coffee shop, personal development, journaling, just to get my mind right and all that. This is when I do a lot of the high ticket sales planning around this time. And then I have calls today from 10 to 2 p.m. And then after that, I gotta do some admin. That is if I don't get this done between my calls. And then I'm meeting up my friend Aprilyn for coffee. She's actually coming in. She's making a pit stop just to see me. And then after that, probably gonna do like a steak dinner, probably not anywhere too fancy. And then I'm done, I just chill for the rest of the day. Just like collected an invoice. This is my Friday. I'll show today's calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I canceled 1 lead today because they weren't financially qualified. You wanna know how in the trenches I am, by the way? Look at my bedroom. It is fucking messy as shit. Which brings me to the second rule, don't work right away. I used to wake up and just take my sales calls, but something that I focus now, being more experienced, is being proactive versus reactive. If you're always in a reactive state, you'll always burn out. What high ticket sales really is, it's not about doing more, it's about doing actually what matters, especially if you're performance based. You really need to prioritize like revenue generating activities if you're commission only or anything like that. The quickest way to be more productive, to make more money, is actually eliminating shit. So before I start any day, I try to ask myself, hey, what's really urgent? what's important? Is this like a fire to be put out, or is this like, hey, I can actually push this off a little later? What's invisible but essential? Things like admin or follow-ups or systems that I need to personally build out. What can I simplify, cancel, automate, or outsource? And seeing which leads do I really want to invest my time on. If someone is just like spamming the forums and just trying to get a meeting with you, that's not deserving of your time.
One of the things I like to do before jumping on my meetings is just like opening all the tabs. So I have everyone's like application here. I'm actually looking at applications and looking at who would be a good fit and who we can help. And if the answers are just really far off, or I'll either re-ask them to fill out the survey, or I'll just send like a really nice message, sometimes a video message, just letting them know based on everything, it just might not be the right time, especially if it's like financial. It's just not a good idea to take them on as a client. Luckily for my client, they're cool with that. I send out emails before, either disqualifying a lead, getting more information. I'm not scared to like really cancel the meeting and just be like, hey, we just need more information. I think that's the secret to high ticket sales, is being very, very selective. And I also think it's the ethical thing too. If you want to know my setup, I have a M1 MacBook Air, super cheap now. And then there's like Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm using instead of my big camera. So I only use the big camera for my YouTube videos. I just have the minimal screens on. I delete everything. I turn off my notifications and stuff and just focus on the call.
This brings me into rule 4, let your system carry your off days. Hustle is what you do when you don't have a system. Kind of like how people rely on sales to convince when they have bad marketing, especially when I was the only one on Ali's funnel. If I burn out, whole sales system crashes and burns. What I found is like having systems in the back pocket really keep me consistent when I'm tired as This becomes more important when you're running full-blown teams, because your systems increase the baseline performance for across your whole team. Usually I'll use a software like Akiflow. It's one of my favorite task blocking software. I'll have the affiliate link below. Email automations, and you can build segmentations and stuff, and you can enroll people into these segmentations. So I usually have one for follow-ups where I'll drag something into a pipeline and then I'll send a no-show follow series, or a follow-up series if somebody wants to buy or if they need to think about it. I have all these things segmented out already. Or if they want to pay for it, like I just drag it into a pipeline and it automatically sends the payment link. This reduces the amount of like manual emails that I have to do, which really kills my energy. For scripts, emails, and writing notes, I use an AI note taker like Fathom. Again, I'll have an affiliate link below. I'll use ChatGPT to kind of customize those emails if I need to write them, or notice patterns that I can incorporate into my script. With every client, I have to input notes into our CRM, and this really saves a lot of time. I use this, by the way, especially with AI note takers, to 1, make the marketing better, 2, make the sales page better, so it makes my job easier, and then 3, I make the offer better too, so the offer gets better with every single touch point, every single sales call I have. The other thing I do is I'll have like bookmark folder tabs. I'll have my like CRM, my script, my calendar, my Notion, anything that I need to do the job. It really, really helps just being able to open all tabs. And at home, I would have a set background, the same camera. And here's a little trick. I set everything up to my Alexa. So I'd be like, Alexa, Battle Station 1 on. It would literally turn on my camera and I could just get up and just attend the meeting right away. So I would ask yourself like, hey, what are the kind of the system things that you can do to reduce the friction of everyday tasks?
This first person, it looks like he has a team. His major concern is like, there's not experienced staff on this. So we're just gonna talk about it. But yeah, let's just kind of see what happens. And then I think we should be good to go. I'm literally starting my Zoom session right now. And let's see how the sales call goes. So that call was really interesting. It was another business owner. And one of the things I love about like other business owners is like we can just level with each other. One of the things I did on the deal that most gurus would tell you don't do is like actually slow down the sale, where it's like the offer that I'm doing right now is a team enablement solution, but I brought it up before he did. I was like, hey, one thing that I think is going to be really important for you is to get buy-in for your team. That's part about being a really great closer. I hate that word, advisor. It's like looking out for the people who are considering buying from you and stuff too. But basically, we're gonna find out on Tuesday. I'm literally inputting my notes over here. So I use a lot of ChatGPT and I dump in my transcript. I use this app called Fathom, and it basically goes over our whole transcript. So I copy it over, have it like write a custom email for me too. It goes over the follow-up sequence and all that sort of stuff. So I usually kind of do that just to make it a little bit more personalized. Getting ready for my next call. You guys down. Basically, what happened is this person did not show up. I usually send a quick email being like, hey, waiting in the Zoom room, stick around for a few minutes. One of the things that I like to do in between this downtime, do my follow-ups, do all my admin work. There's a lot of admin work for like high ticket sales sometimes. People don't see, like dropping in notes, follow-ups, and all that sort of stuff. I'm getting to a point where I think I really need an assistant. So I'm looking at hiring one pretty soon. I have about 45 minutes until my next call. So need to kind of get back to my emails. Not gonna lie, sometimes it feels like I'm playing StarCraft because I'm like, my actions per minute, my APM is through the roof and I'm doing like so much clicking. And if I were to start over again and I was completely brand new, something I would do is take less calls, just like take 2 calls, space them out for a bit. But since I've been doing this for a while, like I kind of know the drill. I don't really need to think, so it's not a huge cognitive load. But that's the thing sometimes, like when you're new with like high ticket closing, you're just learning so many different things and it can get very, very overwhelming if you're not used to it.
Okay, not gonna lie, it's not only until recently where I've really set better boundaries with people. It was through therapy where I kind of realized, hey, boundaries are meant to like protect relationships. The relationship with yourself so you don't resent yourself. The relationship with your client so it's sustainable and so there's no passive aggressiveness. In sales, there's no boundary setting. There's so much people pleasing with like the prospects and needs. There's what I realized, if you don't set proper boundaries, you're going to try to please everyone, people please everyone, overextend yourself. Boundaries aren't optional unless you like burnout. One of the things I like to do is like setting up work blocks, and that is your work capacity. A lot of times we prioritize business number one and then we just like let work dictate our day. Instead, I want my work days to be 4 hours per day, 5 hours per day. Not saying it never extends beyond that. I like to do this proactively versus reactively. I don't like to be like, oh my God, revenue short and then trying to extend block. I can do that if I wanted to, but I like to figure this out before I work when I'm in a calm state, not in a panic survival state. So I have about 30 minutes before my calls. Basically, I am trying to do all the system stuff, the email automations and all that, just so that that's free and clear out of my mind. I like to have things live rent-free in my head so that I can just focus at the task at hand. We have a bunch of renewals. So I think earlier I said I had over 140 people on my renewal list and like another 140 through the wait list that we have. I'm the only one, and so I have to closely monitor my capacity. I'll show you my calendar. So you'll see I have 2 blocks. And so this first block over here, that's actually like always open. And then I have something called like bonus blocks. These are just blocks I have set automatically in my CRM. We use HubSpot, but I personally love Go High Level. I have my availability set for that time. So what I do is actually, let's say if I wanted to take on more calls or we need to open up more calls, I basically change this from busy to free, or I delete this whole block and all of a sudden I have more capacity. This is really important, especially like if I'm out and about. It really, really helps just having those blocks in place. You can imagine that capacity over 300 people. If I blast them all at once, it's gonna get really, really full fast. So what I like to do is strip out these campaigns through email automation and stuff. And this is kind of something I came up with. No one really taught me it, but it's something I take from, again, email marketing, copywriting, and I take from like closing. So you can see how these tools stack up. That's like how I do my call capacity. I like doing 3 to 4 calls per day. Anything more, it starts burning me out. If I do more, I usually have to break it up into blocks and walk around and just get out of my spot, you know? So you need space to sprint and then rest. Any tasks that really come up that aren't like the ship isn't burning or sinking, if it's not in the block, it can wait for tomorrow. Or a lot of times I'll let the client know I have this amount of time allocated, I'll prioritize this tomorrow. Or if they need it right away, I let them know, hey, you know, if I prioritize this, then this is not going to get done. And again, you are a contractor, you are a business, so they can't really tell you what to do, especially if you're performance-based. If you're performance-based, you're taking more risk. You have the power to dictate the term. I wish that I was a lot better at from the start. Sometimes it's so easy to get overwhelmed with everything, especially if you have a sales manager who wants you to do cold calling, which is not really a high ticket closer role. I always prioritize the probability of revenue closing. Calls first, secondary is all the follow-ups, and then everything else are just like inquiries. Client emails and stuff, client stuff, I'll check it usually once in the beginning of the day, and I'll let people know I've seen this. I'll reply to them later after my calls are done. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't account. Thing is, there's a lot of admin that is not accounted for, so you need to make sure your commission amounts really take in consideration of that, or have some way to account for that time. So right now I use Notion for everything. I have my screen up there, I have my agenda and the client notes over there. So I'll show you what I do after, but that's kind of the setup. 3, 2, 1. Hey.
Okay, I can finally hear you.
Thanks for accommodating for the really late night call. Cool. So I understand that you were an accelerator student in the past, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What made you want to reapply and stuff for the new accelerator?
Okay, so I've stopped making videos for a while. I think I wrote it in my application, right? Like why, right? I wrote the why, right?
Yeah, you weren't sure what content to make about. That's what I read.
No, actually, no, that's not right. Okay,
No?
so
Okay.
I was making content about digital marketing, right? And then I think.
So my next meeting is in 15 minutes and my headphones are trapped on my chair. Yeah, so that's scheduled to close. Super, super chill. And that's how I like to keep my sales calls. I don't even like calling them sales calls. They're more like advisory calls and just chopping up with people, but it's a little bit more focused than just a friendly chop up. The problem is sometimes the leads I guess I speak to there's the timing aspect. A lot of people talk about qualified lead as if they have money, also can buy within a certain amount of time. But I also think about scope of work is really important, making sure that we can actually help. I've been going back and forth with my client on what a qualified lead is and just identifying it. But it's been a lot because I speak to all these people every single day and it's just I don't have so much energy. I am getting ready for my next call. Probably just gonna walk around my room. I'll do all the admin stuff at the end. Sometimes these calls, they get quite exhausting. During my breaks, I usually like to do some breath work, but since I have so much admin today, just like to meditate. That's the thing, making sure that you're relaxed, that you're good is really important so that you can just listen. If you haven't checked out my full free high ticket closing course, talk about this concept of the executive state, being able to be empathetic and listening versus all caught up in our head and just wondering, hey, what are we going to say next? That's really not the way to be a good trusted advisor. And that's a really big difference between, I think, what I kind of do and what most traditional salespeople do. I actually don't think I'm actually very good at sales, to be honest with you. I think I'm more of a better trusted advisor and stuff. I've been doing it since the pharmacy days. I do it with my closest friends. Anyways, I have one last call before I am done for the day. Probably gonna just go for a mini walk right now. As a chronic people pleaser, I felt like I had to play Captain Save-A-Ho and take every single call and help every single person. But if you find yourself doing that, you'll quickly burn out. Every high friction call, where you might have someone be like, hey, why should I work with you? Or I don't know anything about you. You're supposed to tell me everything. Those are more marketing issues, and that's not appropriate for a sales call. I've had periods in my life, both in my pharmacy career and high ticket sales, where I would just work harder. And every single time, especially when I would leave a client, I would ask myself what was that all for? I self-sacrificed so much of my energy and time for this, and I just felt stupid every single time. One of the most important things is just to treat your own time like you would your clients. The mental reframe that I had was the qualifying leads isn't rude. You can do it in a tactful way, but it's actually a win-win for everyone. For the lead, for the person who booked the meeting, it saves time from a bad meeting and really throws it back in their, like I'll have people, if they leave a really bad application, I'll disqualify them and I'll ask them to reapply again if they're really serious. Self-selecting, it really shows like, hey, do you actually want to do this or not? For you and the client, it saves your time and energy, but also the client like allows you to use that extra energy on better deals and higher leverage activities. A lot of times we come from this scarcity like mindset where like we think we only have so many deals or we only have so many calls, but really something that really helps is having this mind of abundance. And this is the shift from being traditional sales into more of an advisor. This is where the whole like with or without you energy that Daniel Priestley is talking about, where some businesses can command more premium prices than lower prices because you're in demand versus like being super needy. So it starts with this mindset and it starts with saying no and setting proper boundaries too.
Oh yeah, just some final information. The accelerator doesn't officially start until the 12th, I believe. So.
Okay. Top.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Any other questions or anything like that with the accelerator?
Honestly, I don't think so. Oh yeah, no. So I think it's like I can't remember. Was it like $6,000 or something?
Oh, I forgot for you. Since you are a PTYA student, it does bring it down to 5,000 for you.
Okay, so it like takes the amount that I. That's what I was wondering.
We credit it, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it would be applied or like prorated.
I'll make sure that it applies to you. So I'll probably be sending out the links on like Thursday, I think. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. That's really it for me. Love that the team can be a part of it. The girls can get on there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I have any more questions. I mean, I'm excited and I'm so happy you guys are relaunching it. I didn't really know what was going on because I didn't,
Oh, yeah.
I was new to the whole thing and didn't know. I just didn't know.
Yeah, there was a lot. Our team was like, we got, what's this book? Remember this book? Ali's book? Dude, it exploded our demand, and we're like, oh my god, we are drowning right now. We need to stop. We need to put everything on hold right now and think about something that's more sustainable for us. So that was like not only more sustainable, but it was also a really great point in time just to like stop and just really think about like listen to the feedback that we're getting. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
I thought it was I felt like you guys just really took your customers' journey throughout the academy to heart with the feedback after every module. I was like, they want to craft what's best for their clients, their customers, and so that was just that alone. I was like, yeah, I like them.
After eight cohorts, I hope we nailed something that is something somewhat useful.
And it was fantastic. Like I didn't ever have any negative feedback or like anything like that, but just from someone going through it, knowing that was important to you guys to get the customer feedback. Because a lot of times with courses and digital products and stuff like that, that's not even physical products, yes. Like of course you're seeing customer testimonials and feedback and 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever all the time, but not as much with courses.
Yeah, it's like really, and there's like a lot of there's certain things about this industry that I don't really love. Like a lot of people fake their testimonials and stuff like that, and it's just like all this unethical stuff. So yeah. One last thing. Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, you can tell that he and the people that are on his team are really, really thoughtful and ethical.
Yeah. We try to be. We try not to be like a ClickFunnels guru or anything like that. Or yeah.
It's really energizing to be able to talk about something that you're passionate about and that you're excited about with other like-minded people that are as passionate and as excited.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Like my day-to-day life, like nobody else I know does YouTube, and they're like, "The hell are you talking about?" I don't hear that. So that's exciting just to have an outlet, honestly, of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Who are,
I think it's really important. I think it's the most important thing because it makes it sustainable for us, and we can talk the same language, and people don't look at us weird for taking like thumbnail pictures and stuff and all that. Like, dude, that's freaking awkward, honestly. But,
Well, yeah.
All right, I gotta get running, but I'll make sure to send everything in like by Thursday, I think, and we should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, so nice to meet you.
Yeah, so great meeting you. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
So I'm running back to meetings. I literally have my next meeting in the next minute. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's what it's like sometimes. You just gotta truck it out at times. And I'm starting my meeting right now. I gotta get running, but
that's $3,600 a year you can put into the right stocks. And when you get 20 years down the line, you can be just living a much better life.
yeah.
It's little things like that, and I think people don't know how to invest in stocks. I don't think they've got a clue what stocks to invest in. And my big thing is artificial intelligence. That's what I do for a job.
Oh, sorry, what was that last part?
I'm a director of artificial intelligence. That's what I do for a job.
Okay.
And I don't think people have got any idea what is going to happen when AI becomes very prevalent.
So I just finished all my calls. My last call didn't show up, and that happens sometimes. People just have lives, they forget sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have to get to some emails, but basically I ended with 3 out of 4 kind of verbal closes because I didn't send the link because I don't have the links yet for payments. But I have 3 people closed, and we will be working with them. So that means about how much money for me? That means like I made a few thousand today. Just to let you know, this field is very, very real. It's not easy. It's being a great advisor and not a salesperson. And that's something I always talk about too. I need to finish up some emails for today. And like literally, this is my Zoom setup. This is me. I'm just chilling. There's no one else in this room. This guy didn't show up, so bummer. So I just sent him an email automation. If I look at the email really quick, I basically have, hey, it looks like I'm waiting in the Zoom room. Are you still planning to make our meeting? I'll stick around for a few more minutes. So I just leave it like that. If they really want to do it, they'll message me back. But pretty good day for me, just making a bunch of money, but most importantly, like helping people. I think something I need to do is check my Slacks and finish up my email stuff and write notes. One of the things that I like to do is leave really in detail notes based off the conversations. That's why I have note takers, so I can just like copy and paste them all in the transcripts into our CRM. We use HubSpot, not my favorite. I really love Go High Level. I think that's better. Check this out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sales that came in today, which is pretty cool. I have probably more sales, but we're pretty much on track to doing. We had a $2,000 day so far, so I'm pretty sure the rest of the people will come in later because they're US time. But yeah, man, I just finished my sales call and I actually just got another booking. I am pretty exhausted already. That's the thing about like, if you've never done sales and you don't know what it's like, doing this work is very exhausting. So I literally got 3 bookings. What the heck? That's crazy. I gotta check my emails. Probably gonna go grab something to eat because I'm like starving. Probably not anything too heavy, but that's where like a lot of this like self-care comes into place too with high ticket sales. It's like you gotta keep your energy up. I am meeting my friend Aprilyn. It's the first time we're gonna meet. I know this is a random Buffalo thing like right next to me. Yeah, I'm really excited because we've been actually friends for a long time. We haven't met up in real life. We're gonna meet up at a coffee shop near me. They're already there, so I'm already late, but we met through Part-Time YouTuber Academy and Ali Abdaal and stuff. But you know, you meet a lot of people in these like communities and stuff, but sometimes like you don't really stay in contact with them. And that's one of the cool things about the mastermind is like I've been able to meet really, really dope ass people recently just through it. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Is this the first time meeting in person?
Yes, it is the first time.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Good to see you, man. Nice meeting you in person. Cheers. Yeah. I hear so much about you.
I hear so much about you.
Only bad things both ways.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she really hates you.
Oh, yeah?
I hate to tell you.
It's good.
That's good.
All the drinks are. This is actually my favorite coffee shop. So, get my normal. Thank you.
Right here.
Yeah. And then whatever they want. Oh my god, first time meeting.
Wave to all of our fans. Hello. Hello.
Cheers
Oh shit.
to old friends and new places.
So in the clip that you just saw, I took care of my friend April in, and I find that it's really important to share the wealth with your friends and leave a positive impact on the people around you. It's important to invest your income too and all that, but the goal is not just to win, it's really to win with your people. I often send money, referrals, gears, meals, whatever I can to the people that have really supported me, to let them know I'm really grateful for them. In my opinion, entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey, but I don't think anyone builds anything meaningful just by themselves. And whether it's like something like YouTube or high ticket sales, the thing that brought me out of those really dark moments was having really great people around me. And it's not saying you're buying your friends or anything like that. There will be people that are like very predatory, but in my opinion, helping your friends grow who kind of have a very similar mission or vision or who have always been supportive is never a waste of money. And I wish I actually did this way more, because there are revenue dips. When things aren't so hot, they'll still be there. You'll be pleasantly surprised the opportunities that really come back to you because of this as well.
If you guys don't know, I'm actually planning to go to Asia. I've been having this dream since I was like, I don't know, maybe since my pharmacy school days, about like moving over to Asia, living there. And that was when I was 25. I am 36 right now. I'm like, there's no better season than now, because right now the business is doing pretty well. Like, just basically thriving, and spent the last 3 to 4 years here in Vegas, living at my uncle's house to build the business. But now I'm at a place where I'm just like, dude, I want to see much more of the world. I want to find my future wife. Like, I was calculating it out. If I can save $2,000 to $3,000 per month and just invest it in the market, in just a few years I can just retire. I think about how much has freaking changed. It is so crazy how well the business has done near the end of the year. Just launching a new offer for Ali, and then I'm working with a few other creators. And then my mastermind has been picking up. So I want to say I'm just so grateful, and a lot of it was because of the work I've been putting in for so many years. Everybody talks about the L stick like movement, where like things just blow up suddenly out of nowhere, and I finally feel like I'm going through that. I'm not saying that I'm going to be smooth sailing for the rest of my life. Just having this momentum, I forgot what it's like. It's the evening time, probably about like 5 or 6 p.m. right now, but your boy's going to grab dinner. I could have made food at home, but just want to celebrate because I had a $2,000 day. And so whenever I have these days, it doesn't have to be that big. Like, I'm at literally Texas Roadhouse right now, just doing steak. Steak is one of my favorites because it allows me to stay macro friendly and all that sort of stuff too. And I don't know, growing up, we never got to eat steak that much.
Celebrate your wins no matter how small. This one I've always heard about, but I was just so freaking bad at all the time. I didn't really understand this until I started making more money with high ticket sales. I'll put it like this: when I had my first $1,000 day or $2,000 day with high ticket sales, I would have like $2,000 sitting in the bank account, and I'd be like, what is this all for? Celebrating creates a reason for you want to work again. It creates a positive feedback loop. We want to optimize for life, not money. Money is rarely the end goal for us. What are we doing this all for? Because of the high ticket sales, I'm able to go to Asia. There's a reason for me working. That makes me want to take on more clients, take on more calls, to spread more good into the world. I want to help my friends. These things are the things that fuel us, not money.
Just got my first entree just now, and I also sent my friend $100 for helping me find a DA. We apparently have a meeting later for today, for Monday, so I sent him a little holiday present and stuff like that.